We hear one mother's compelling story and her courage to fight for justice for her son and other families. We hear why Cumberland County is still one of New Jersey's best places to live from Freeholder Director Joe Durilla, and we learn how NAMI is helping families cope with the challenges of mental illness. It's all here on the next Latino Motion. Join us.
Choose quality, value, distinction. Choose Stockton.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation, and Stockton University. This edition of Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is brought to you by the HD Studios at the campus of Stockton University. Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, healthcare you can believe in. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas. Welcome to Latino Motion, a weekly interview show highlighting issues impacting New Jersey's Latino community while advancing understanding of Latino cultural heritage and contributions to our society. And here is your host, Bert Lopez.
Welcome to Latino Motion. The tragic loss of a loved one is always difficult to bear, and a senseless loss even more so. Advocating for more support for the families who become victims of homicide is Lisa Espinosa. Let's listen in to her story. Lisa, welcome to Latino Motion. And Lisa, I know you've are very brave coming out and talking about your story. You recently went through a tragedy in your family and you're advocating for victims. Tell me a little bit about your situation.
My son was murdered, Raymond Pantoa. He was murdered on April 10, 2016, in front of the club Neville nightclub on B in Allegheny in Philadelphia. And he was gunned down, one bullet to the chest. There was an altercation in the club with his two friends, not with him. They made him wait 20 minutes before the bouncers allowed them to go out. So they let the individuals who started the altercation in the club leave first. My son wanted to leave immediately. They did not let him leave. 20 minutes later, they let them leave, and they let my son and one of his friends step out.
So obviously, your son, as you describe him, was not really a club person. He wasn't in trouble.
No, he wasn't into trouble. He wasn't into being into clubs. When I got the call, I actually didn't even think it was my son. I called friends because I was in Arizona when I received the call. I was visiting my mother.
And I see from the picture, his passion was music, and he was, basically enjoying his life when this tragedy happened.
Yes, so he was very dedicated to his rap and to his music, and he did landscaping and construction on the side for his job.
And I know that a very tragic event happened in your life not too long ago, yet you're coming out fighting, very strong and supporting of victims' rights. And I know you've joined the National Homicide Alliance. Tell me a little bit about that.
I was voted in as the board of directors for the National Justice Homicide Alliance. That is with Aleida Garcia and Wilfredo Rojas. They have helped me with making connections and helping me understand the system a little bit better. The Homicide Justice Alliance is very good with giving support to families who have lost loved ones. I am here to advocate for my son because 47% of homicide cases are not solved in Philadelphia. So I was very vocal from the beginning, and that is how I met Aleida and Wilfredo. I've been reaching out to media. I've been doing justice rallies on behalf of my son. My son was number 69 and in the homicide case, and I made sure that I keep in constant contact with the detectives.
And that number is staggering. 40% are not resolved.
Are unsolved, yes.
And essentially, in this instance with your son, there were plenty of witnesses that saw what happened, and no one's coming forth.
Yeah, there was over 20 witnesses. There was 5 videos taken with cameras, and no one wants to come forward. They have reached out to some of the witnesses. However, they are still refusing to speak. And my call to the community and my voice for on my son's behalf is that all lives matter, all lives are important. And as a community, we can't change our community. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a community to make a difference and make changes in our community. And that is not happening. We need to be able to speak up. In the Latino community, very much so, there's a snitch code in the streets where if they say snitches get stitches. And it's not about snitching, it's about taking a killer off the street. Nothing now can bring my son back. However, we have to think about our future, our present, our future grandchildren. This can affect you. This killer cold-bloodedly walked right up to my son without even having an altercation or verbal altercation with him and just shot him point blank in the chest.
A very tragic situation that happens often within our minority communities, that obviously there needs to be more people to come out, step forward, and get justice for what's happened. What steps are you taking not only to seek justice for your son, but also to advocate for the families?
Well, in reference to families, I met some, when I went to film for Crime Fighters, I met some families who weren't involved. And the problem is that when you go ID the body, they give you this card and they say, this is your victim services, call us to help us and we'll help you. But you're in a numb zombie stage at that point. And they say, you know, here, I'm a counselor, you can call me. But once you get home, you have to do funeral arrangements and you get lost in the system. You don't know what to do.
It's very important that you reach out and get support, such as you did with Alfredo and Elena, that are there. They've been through the same situation.
Exactly.
And they know sort of the ropes that you have to go through.
Yes, and I've been involved with Operation Save Our City, so I'm involved with Raz Pichaldo. I'm also involved with Congresso's Victim Services. I'm also getting grief counseling from citywide victim services.
And you're also involved with advocating for gun control laws as well.
For gun controls to change, yes. So I am also involved with Moms on Demand, and I think it's really important that we do change gun laws. You know, nowadays it's easy to get a gun in the streets. You get a gun. There was one reporter, Helen Ubenas, got a gun within 12 minutes. And she was walking around with it and took it to the police station afterwards. And they tried to put charges because she didn't have a license to carry. But that's how easy it is to get a gun. There's no background check. She got it in 12 minutes. So imagine the guns in the streets. You can get them easier.
Lisa, thank you so much for sharing your story, and thank you for your courage coming out and talking not only justice for your son, but also advocating for all the families. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
And stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.
Welcome back to Latino Motion. Cumberland County has had the distinction of twice being named as one of New Jersey's best places to live. And here to tell us more about the good things happening in Cumberland County is the Freeholder Director, Joe Durilla. Freeholder, welcome to Latino Motion.
Thank you for having me, Bert.
So tell me a little bit about this distinction that Cumberland has had of being one of the best places to live.
We've been lucky, I believe it's 2 out of the last 5 years, to be ranked as one of the best places to live in the state of New Jersey. I think that stems from we have a great location. We have access to Delaware, Philadelphia, New York, very easy drives, all within less than 2 hours, which is a very positive thing for someone who really likes to travel or see different things. We also have a great rural life. We have a lot of land that's preserved, a lot of natural parks, and a lot of great activities. Our school systems are excellent. We've advanced our way through with a great Cumberland County College, which is ranked 29th in the United States. So we have a lot of great things moving forward.
One of the good positive things happening at the college, you now have a new president. We're going to meet her in a couple of weeks with some Latino roots.
She is, yes, she is. I've had a chance to meet with her, and she is very dynamic, and I think she's going to bring a whole new outlook to what we're doing right now in Cumberland County from an educational standpoint.
Well, you mentioned some of the good things that made it a great place to live. We're facing some challenges. We understand we heard some announcements, some closures that are taking place. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, unfortunately, Progresso, which is an arm of General Mills, made a tentative announcement they're going to be closing after 75 years of being in operation in Cumberland County, specifically in the city of Vineland. That's going to impact generations of families that have worked there over all these years. On the bright side of that, we're going to continue to work with the company to see if we can entice them with the state officials as well as some federal help
that
to try to keep
may
them
be
in.
staying.
But unfortunately, sometimes corporations, when they make a decision, it's there. But they did use the word tentative, so we're going to follow up on that very, very hard and very aggressively. On the positive side, we've got some other companies that are growing. Bedore Baking, Omni Baking, and Durand International have all announced that they're going to be looking over the next 60 to 90 days to each hire about 100 new employees. So that's another 300 possibility jobs for the residents of Cumberland County. So on one side, there's the tentative loss of 350 within the next year. We're adding about 300, and we've got some other companies that are growing. Allied Foods is relocating and expanding their opportunities, as well as several others. So we continue to pursue that. We have a great workforce in Cumberland County, and we want to make sure that the residents understand that we are going to support them through the trials and tribulations of a potential closing, but also what we're doing on the backside to try to fill and create more opportunities for employment in Cumberland County.
We got some Latino companies such as Univision that have expanded their operations as well.
Univision continues to grow. There's a few other opportunities. We have several companies that have come to the Food Innovation Program over in the city of Bridgeton, led by Lou Cooperhouse. That's through Rutgers as well. We've had several companies from South America and Israel that have come through in the last year. Some have paid a second or third visit, so they're very serious about what's going on in Cumberland County.
I want to talk about one of the very good programs that the county is working on is the Cumberland County Positive Youth Coalition. Tell me a little bit about that.
The Positive Youth Coalition has been developed over the last 5 years. We're the only county-wide Positive Youth Coalition in the state of New Jersey. Others are now trying to emulate what we've got in place. And it started in the city of Vineland, and it's been, our mentors have been the Walter Rand Institute out of Rutgers. What that is a group of about 90 different agencies that have come together, police officers from each of the big cities, educators, and social services, all working together along with elected officials, mayors, council, committeemen are all there. We meet once a month, and we move diligently to try to create opportunity for the youth of Cumberland County. What we focused on has been juvenile delinquency. It has been so successful in how our outreach has been with a variety of different initiatives that we've actually closed our juvenile detention center in Cumberland County. A building that was built for 45 to 50 residents was down to having 6 and 7. Cumberland County Positive Youth has had a big impact on that, as well as some other initiatives that are going on through the state of New Jersey and through law enforcement. So that's saved the taxpayers about $3 million, and in addition to that, we've also created a great network for youth and their families to get help when needed, and also to redirect kids' energies to positive things, through the Boys and Girls Clubs, the YMCAs, the Family Success Centers, all these things that are now really risen to the top and are easily accessible for the youth of our county.
You got a Latino, Jerry Velasquez,
Yes.
who's really helping to foster a lot of the economic development that you're seeing in the county through the Improvement Authority, and undertaking quite a number of projects, including the new vocational school.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about those
Well,
projects.
CCIA, we've been able to utilize them finally to their fullest, what their mission statement actually is for a community, and Jerry's done a tremendous job heading that up. What's happened is they've actually been our construction management for the technical high school, which is going to be opening up. Our full-time technical high school is going to open up in September, which is right next to our county college, which is right next to our workforce development. So we have that mile of opportunity for our residents to take advantage of. But they've also stepped it up in regards to other opportunities. They've taken the lead on our economic development as well. They've created some revenue sources for themselves in regards to some rents in some of the buildings that the county has had by bringing in new tenants and renovating. They've brought a couple of buildings back on that were vacant and brought them back to life with renovations and bringing in new tenants. So we're hoping to take some of those funds that are coming into their economic development budget line and be able to utilize that to help entice and develop more opportunities for some of the smaller
Really
businesses.
a lot of going on, and now it's still plenty of time in the summer to enjoy a lot of the good things happening in Cumberland County, correct?
Tremendous amount of things going on. The Leavoy Theater, the Landis Theater, the Garncini Center at the county college all have great programs throughout the summer and into the fall. You have a Perfect Game, which is a baseball tournament that comes to town every other weekend right now with talented youth from all over the tri-state area.
Certainly a lot to enjoy.
Oh, there's so much you could enjoy. Please come
Freeholder,
visit Cumberland County.
thank you so much for joining us here on Latino Motion, and please stay tuned. We'll have more Latino Motion to come.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.
Welcome back to Latino Motion. Many families struggle when a child or loved one is facing the challenges of mental illness. One organization has been in the forefront advocating for and supporting families in the behavioral health front. Joining me are Vivian Matos and Gail Denbin with NAMI to discuss their work. Vivian and Gail, welcome to Latino Motion.
Thank you for having us.
So NAMI, tell me a little bit about what that stands for and what it is.
All right. It stands for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It's a national organization that also is a state organization, and then in each county we have affiliates. We work with Atlantic and Cape May counties.
And Vivian, tell me a little bit about what the work of NAMI, what do they do?
Well, NAMI is a grassroots company. All of the members are family members who have experienced mental illness with someone at some point.
Now, both of you have have family members who are suffering from mental illness. Tell me a little bit about your own personal experience and how NAMI has been able to help you.
Right. I have a daughter who started to show signs of severe depression at the age of 13, and took quite a few years for her to be diagnosed as bipolar, but NAMI has helped me to learn how to deal with her illness and how to work and advocate for her.
And Vivian?
Yeah. Same with me. My family member has been struggling for quite some time, and I had no experience with it. So when I came across NAMI, I was able to understand the symptoms, understand what was going on in our world. And so now I've been able to apply what I've learned through the program and through the support.
And of course, as a Latina, one of the issues that we have in the Latino community is having more awareness in terms of, and the support services that are available out there, such as this organization.
Correct.
Now, you obviously do a lot of things with this organization to help people cope. It's a lot of stressful situation when you as a family member are dealing with challenging issues with your loved ones. Right. Tell me some of the programs that the organization uses to help you.
To me, the one that we do the best is called Family to Family. It's a 12-week education course, and it's a peer-taught family education course. So we're not professionals, we're trained peers, and we teach this course to help empower people so that they can understand how to help their loved one.
Now, I know you have one coming up in September.
Yes, we're going to be starting September the 7th, Wednesday evening from 6:30 to 9, and it will run for 12 weeks. It's at the Jordan Road School in Summers Point.
Now, obviously, this is important for someone who is going through coping with a family member who has mental illness. What words can you tell them to motivate them to come and participate in something like this?
I always say you can't do it alone, and what it is it's you want other people around you. You meet a group of people who are going through some of the same experiences. You find out you're not alone, and you can get a lot of extra help. Vivian and I are going to be teaching this course.
Vivian, you're going to be in that course to encourage Latino families who may want to participate. It's going to be in English, hopefully. One day you also do it in Spanish, but you'll be also personally be able to help some of those families.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to it. And I think that when they come into the class, they're going to realize that, they are not alone, like Gail says, but they will be empowered themselves.
Now, 12 weeks, it's a big commitment. Do you have to make every single one, or?
It would be nice.
Hope
There's a lot of information that's provided per class. So if they miss one class, they're really missing out on a lot of information.
Right.
So is there a cost for this program?
No, it's
absolutely free. It couldn't be any better than that. And you need to register, correct, for the course?
Definitely.
So we'll put up that information how to get about and be able to get that registration. What are the hours of the courses?
We're going to start at 6:30 and run to about 9 o'clock in the evening. So
obviously, once you get done this program, what do you hope to accomplish? What's the benefit of a family or an individual who has gone through this program for the 12 weeks?
It benefited me. Well, first of all, we are empowered by the information. They said
Okay,
knowledge
so
is power.
exactly.
Yes, and you're able to help not only your family member, but you help yourself, and you're encouraged to become a part of NAMI. You become a member of NAMI because in number, there's power. And the more you are involved, the more you learn to help yourself and to help your loved members. There's always something changing.
Now, if someone wants to get more information, not just about this course, but just all the programs that NAMI offers, what number should they contact?
They can call me at 609-927-0215.
Thank you so much, ladies, for sharing this information. Again, there are monthly meetings of NAMI, and there are chapters of NAMI throughout the nation. So you can always look up your local chapter for more information. And the workshops also offered twice a year, correct?
Correct.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining us at home once again here on Latino Motion.
Choose quality, value, distinction. Choose Stockton.
Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare, healthcare you can believe in. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas.